Terror in Meeple City is a dexterity game about giant Godzilla-like monsters. Players compete to eat the most complete sets of meeples by the end of the game, which takes about 30 minutes. To start, build the city by placing meeples on each of the indicated spaces. Place platforms on the meeples' heads until the top of each building is 3 stories high. Then, place a meeple on top of it. The exception is the football stadium, which should be 1 story high and have 4 meeples on top of it. Players also place vehicle tokens on the starting spaces indicated. Each player chooses a monster and takes 1 power card, 1 character card, and 1 secret superpower card. Then, they place their monster's feet and body on top of the starting space nearest to them. Now, the game is ready to begin. On each player's turn, they take 2 actions, each of which may be one of 4 options: demolish, toss a vehicle, breathe, or move. To move, the player removes the body from their monster and then flicks the feet. Wherever the feet stop becomes the monster's new location. If the player flicks his monster's feet off the board, he takes 1 of his teeth and returns it to the box. If he knocks another monster off the board, he takes 1 of that monster's teeth and places it behind his monster's screen. To demolish, which can only be done if the monster's feet touch a sidewalk, the player lifts and drops the body of their monster on the building that the monster's feet are closest to. When they do this, the player must sit and hold their arm parallel to the table. The player can also toss a vehicle in the same neighborhood as their monster. To do this, rest the vehicle on top of the monster's head and then flick it. To breathe, players place their chin on top of their monster's body, inhale, and then blow. These actions may scatter meeples off the board. If they do, immediately find the meeples and add them to the runaway board. If they fill a row, apply that row's effects. Add any remaining runaway meeples to the next row. After taking both actions, the active player may immediately eat any platforms that no longer have any meeples on them. The player can also eat a number of meeples equal to the number of teeth their monster has, but they can only eat from the neighborhood they currently occupy. If the monster's feet touch several neighborhoods, the player must choose just 1. The game continues this way until a player eats the last floor, or until meeples fill the last row of the runaway track. Players gain 10 points for every 6 differently colored meeples in their stomach, 1 point for every floor in their stomach, and 2 points for every tooth they took from another player by knocking them off the board. Players also gain additional points based on their character card. The player with the most points wins. This has been a Clever Move Quick Play. For more board game information, news, and fun, visit clevermovegames.com.